Hi everyone, welcome to Eco Learning classes. This is Professor Geeta Mahesh. Dear students, now let us discuss the origin and growth of statistics. The word statistics has been derived from a Latin word that is status. What is status? Means political state. What do you mean by political state? Why we call statistics as a political state? During the king's period, they used to collect the data for the sake of managing their administration. Because for managing administrative activities, taking the policy with respect to administrative activities, they used to collect the data. And because of that reason, statistics is known as political state. What do you mean by economic data? When economic facts are expressed in terms of numbers, then they are called as economic data. So economic facts are numerically expressed. We call it as economic data. Why we want to collect data? What is the reason? What is the purpose of collecting these data? Because we want to understand economic problems, and with the help of this data we can also find out various causes behind these economic problems. After that, we can find the suitable measures to solve these economic problems. And such measures, we call it as policies. Whenever government is going to formulate any economic policies, they are formulated these policies in order to solve the economic problems. Dear students, now let us discuss statistics in a plural sense. You know, in economics, what we use as statistics, that will be in a plural sense, as statistics are numerical statements or quantitative data which is placed in relation to each other. Let me take example of the cost of production and profit of a firm is placed in relation to each other. So here we want statistics in a plural sense, and always the statistics will be expressed in terms of averages. See, what is the average expected number of years that a person lives in India and that in Bangladesh. In India it is 65 years, but in the Bangladesh it is 54 years. So this comparison, and we take an average of Indians expected number of years that they will live and the average number of years that Bangladesh people will live. Now let us discuss the features of the statistics in a plural sense. The first one is numerically expressed. Any data, any economic facts, when it is expressed in terms of numbers or quantitative, then it is considered as statistics. If we use the words like rich, poor, tall, smaller, bigger, greater than, less than, then it won't be considered as statistics. So for such type of words will not have any significance in statistics. Reasonably accurate. See here, when you are going to collect the statistical data and when you are going to make a conclusions on the basis of collected data, then the conclusion will be reasonably accurate. This accuracy depends on the purpose of an investigation, its nature, size, and availability of resources. If we adopt a census method completely, if we collect the information in a proper manner and the size of population is huge, then the accuracy will be more. So this is what they are saying, that Whenever you use a statistical methods, after using a statistical data, if you do the conclusion, and the conclusion will be reasonably accurate. Reasonably accurate means almost 80% it will be near to the fact, or 90% near, or 95% like that. We cannot say that 100% it will be perfect, but it is reasonably acceptable conclusions and can involve estimation. See, in the field of study is large. For example, number of people attended a rally. That time it is very difficult to calculate or collect the data. That time you can make a estimation. On an average, these many number of people attended a fair or a rally. Like that you can make a conclusion. When any politician conducts some rally and people participated in that, and the number of people participated is too huge, then approximately you can say the numbers 1 lakh 2 lakh people were involved in this rally. Like that you can make a conclusion. So when sometimes we can estimate the statistics, that is also acceptable in statistics. Next one is systematic collection of data. See, however you want, you cannot collect the data. Whenever you collect the data, it has to be in a systematic form. So you should be, or the collected data should be done in a systematic manner. The origin, purpose, etc. has to be informed in a proper manner. Otherwise, it is invalid in a statistical universe. Relative. That means whenever you data you collected, no, you have to make a comparison. Simply single data is meaningless in statistics. So any data is collected that has to be placed in relation to each other. As I took economic marks is not useful. When economics marks along with some other subjects, if it is placed, you can make a comparison. The performance of economics is good compared to accountancy, or accountancy performance is better compared to economics. So these possibilities should be available when you are going to collect the data and when you present the data. So here relative, the statistics in economics in its plural sense as the feature of comparability. When you placed in relation to each other, so there will be a comparability which is very, very essential. Some kind of data from different source can be compared. Multiple factors, that means any factor, anything happens. For example, when your profit falls, there may be so many reasons. Or when the price of product increases, there will be so many reasons for increase in the price of the product. Okay, so any fact or any variable changes means, and that change takes place due to multiple factors. Aggregation. See, in a simple word you cannot give. Always statistical data has to be presented in the averages or in the form of aggregates. Statistics, that is why it is known as a game of averages or aggregates. When you are going to express statistics, okay, numbers, a number expressed for a single entity has no value in statistics. See, height of a student, single student, it is meaningless and it is not considered as statistical data. But the average height of students in the class is related to statistics. See, always statistics should be expressed in aggregates or in averages. If we express or give a single person's information or single variable, then that too in a single number, there is no value for that. Statistics in a singular sense deals with the statistical methods. What are statistical methods mean? Collection, classification or organization, presentation, analysis, interpretation of quantitative data. Now let us discuss these stages or methods in detail. Take first one is collection of data. To start the commencement of statistical study, journey of statistical study, first step is collection of data. See, data can be collected either by using census or sampling techniques. Next stage, what is this next stage? Organization of data. See, whatever you collect, that data will be in the raw data or in the form of hard. Okay, format is hard to interpret. So you cannot make a conclusion with the raw data. So for that reason, you have to organize the data in a systematic manner. Okay, by using arrays of data. Okay, this can be done with the help of arrays of data on tally bars. So you have to organize the data according to its characteristics. After organizing the data according to homogeneous character, we have to present the data in a systematic manner. Next one is presentation of data. So you can present the data in different form. You can use textual presentation, tables, graphs, diagrams, etc. Next one is analysis of data. You can move to the final stage, before final stage, or you can say last but one stage. Okay, here you are going to analyze the data. For that you need to find out, or you should express that in the form of percentages or averages, and after that you have to use that data in order to make a conclusions. To draw or to analyze the data or to convert the presented data in the form of percentages, averages, you can use other statistical methods or tools which we call, okay, they are correlation, regression, coefficient. All these we call it as toolbox for analysis of data. The last one is interpretation of data or conclusion of whatever you collect, you are going to make a conclusion. Okay, so interpretation of data. By using all this information, you are going to express, or you are going to guess or interpret your own conclusions. Okay, you are going to make a conclusion. It's like a form of opinions about the data. By seeing your marks card, we can express whether you are a topper in the class, or a distinction student, or a first class, second class. How we are going to make a conclusion on the basis of magnitude of percentage, or by considering the average marks in all these subjects, we are able to express our opinion whether you are a first class student or distinction student. In similar way, we can use these data, or we can use these techniques even for other field like analyzing economic activities. Dear students, let us understand statistics in a simple way. What do you mean by statistics? Numerical facts are systematically expressed. When economic data are numerically expressed in a systematic manner, we call it as statistics. Let us have a glance on the statistics. What do you mean by statistics? Quantitative information, we call it as statistics. and it deals with the quantitative information, only quantitative information, and does not takes qualitative data into consideration. The qualitative variables such as beauty, honesty, kindness cannot be studied in statistics. Statistics and economics are complementary to each other. They are not substitutes. They are complementary to each other, like car and petrol, or you can say bread and jam. Statistics play a significant role in economics. See here, statistics help us to express economic problems in the quantitative form. Numerically you can express. See how many people are living below the poverty line. So many will live below the poverty line. It is meaningless. 18% of Indian population lives below the poverty line. See, the severity of poverty you will understand only when it is expressed in the quantitative terms. It facilitates intersectoral and intertemporal comparison. See, you can make a comparison between the two sectors. What is the contribution made by agriculture sector to GDP? What is the contribution made by service sector and industrial sector? What is the contribution made by agriculture sector in different years? Like that you can make a comparison when everything is expressed. The contribution is expressed in terms of quantity and in two different periods. Then it becomes very easy for us to analyze whether the economic growth in agriculture sector is taking place or is there any problem, and that problem we can identify and we can sort out when you use statistical methods. And it helps to study the cause and effect relationship between economic variables, which leads to construction of economic theories. See, it explains the relationship between the price and quantity demand. When price increases, quantity demand decreases. See, when you collect the data and after observing the behavior of so many people, you can make a conclusion that the law of demand, what says when price, the general behavior, average behavior of all individuals will be like this. When price increases, quantity demand decreases. When price decreases, the quantity demand increases. So there is an inverse relation. See, economic theories are formulated with the help of this statistics, because it helps us to bring the relationship between the cause and effect. Dear students, we come across a few concepts like population. In statistics, population means the total or aggregate of all the items related to statistical study. If you are going to collect information with items related to 200 items, then the population is 200. If you are manufactured 1000 bulbs, then what is population means? All the bulbs manufactured. That is how many bulbs are manufactured? 1000 bulbs are manufactured. So 1000, the size of population will be 1000. So that is what we call the total of all the items related to statistical study. Descriptive statistics means the methods which are used for the collection, presentation and analysis of data. The few which we use for estimation, you can see here, the measure of central tendency. We use measure of central tendencies such as mean, median, mode, quartiles, deciles, percentiles, etc. And we use a measurement of dispersion such as range, quartile deviation, mean deviation, standard deviation, etc. Next one is measurement of correlation. So here you can measure the correlation, relationship between variables with the help of scatter diagram or correlation coefficient. Dear students, now let us discuss importance of statistics, which is important for examination point of view. Now let us discuss importance of statistics in economics. First one is statistics in economics helps in understanding economic problems. What are economic problems? You know very well. There are so many economic problems like unemployment, underemployment, poverty, inflation, deflation. To understand all these economic problems, we use statistics. Now let us discuss one after the other. Statistics in economics, if we consider, the first one is statistics in consumption. The data of consumption are useful and helpful for all the planners. They may be a business people, there may be a producers, or they may be a government. On the basis of consumption, we know consumption is the beginning and end of all economic activities. So without knowing the number of consumers or the demand for commodity, you cannot plan anything. How much to produce, you should know how many are there to consume your product. And even it is helpful for government while it is planning their budget in order to improve the standard of living of the people. Statistics in production. See, statistics is very useful for producers because they have to produce or they have to supply in accordance with the demand. And whenever they are going to fix the price, by considering the demand and supply, they have to fix the price of the product. So it is very useful and helpful for producers or in the production. Next comes to the distribution. Statistics methods are used in the solving the problem of distribution of national income. So, national income is distributed among 4 factors of production. What are the 4 factors of production? Land, labor, capital, organization. And they are paid in the form of rent, wages, interest, and profit. So, to undertake these, we need a statistics, and it will useful while we are distributing the national income among various factors of production. Statistics in economic planning. See, whenever government is undertaking any measures in order to solve economic problems, and after undertaking measures, whether these measures which we have taken in order to sort out the problem, they are successful, or is there any failure of plan, is also possible by or with the help of statistics. And according to that guidance, you can apply corrective measures to remove if there is any hurdles in implementing economic plans. Statistics is also helpful in business. The producer depends on market's research to estimate market demand, and market research is based on statistics. Always the producer or businessman have to forecast the future. That depends on the collected statistics. See, they undertake a market research which is based on statistics, and they will observe or they will study the demand for their products. Is continuously increasing? Is there any fall? When there will be a fall in the demand? When there will be an increase in demand for the product? All this they will analyze, and according to the situation they are going to decide what should be supplied and how much to be supplied in that particular situation. Statistics is also useful in administration. So it is very helpful for government when it is going to undertake administrative activities. Dear students, you can observe here, see, with respect to rapid growth of population, or it may be literacy related to literacy, employment, poverty, or with respect to per capita income. The statistical methods helps, and not only methods, even statistical principles will guide us with respect to all these issues. How to manage all these problems is also done according to the guidance of this statistics. Dear students, you know, statistical methods are no substitute for common sense. That means whenever you are using statistical methods, you should be very conscious and you should use your common sense before you use a statistical methods. That means blindly you cannot use statistical methods. Let us understand this with the help of an example. See, statistical methods are no substitute for common sense. Statistical data should not be believed blindly, as it can be misinterpreted. This can be understood with the help of a following story. See, there is an interesting story, okay, and which is told to make a fun of statistics, okay. So it is said that a family of 4 persons, where there is a husband, wife and 2 children. Once they said to cross a river. See, they wanted to cross a river. The father knew the average depth of the river. So he calculated the average height of his family members. Since average height of family member is more than or greater than average depth of the river, so he thought they could cross the river safely. But what happened? Some of the family members, like children, drowned while crossing the river, because the height of children is less than the depth of the river, average depth of the river. Thus, the common sense must be used while applying statistical methods. Dear students, if you like, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.